Hi. Hey guys, it's Alex Ivie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's been a minute, it's been a while, it's been, well, 6 months. So as you can see, it already kind of looks different. You know, there's light coming at me and it's not from the sun. I just wanted to say hi and how are you doing? Are you doing well? Are you doing good? You know, because it's been a while. I just want to like check in and see like how you're doing and stuff. But I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to be sitting here, you know. I got a few things I just want to say, you know, before school starts. Well, at least for me, because I start next week, and for a lot of you, man, fingers crossed for all of us. Like, please, like, this is gonna be interesting, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be something else that most of us have probably never experienced, but I have this mentality of just like bring it on, because I think our generation, we're in one of the best positions to be the most adaptable, to bring on change and to see what the new day brings us. But this pandemic has been interesting. I think for all of us, it's been an eye-opener, it's been a life lesson, it's been horrible, but at the end of the day, I think there are some things that I took from this pandemic and I really want to share with you guys. So that's what I want to do for today's video. The first thing this pandemic has taught me is self-care. I think for me, there was a lot of stuff that I just like wasn't thinking about because life was just like at warp speed, you know, like school, going to social events, like working on assignments, not thinking about like what I needed and what worked for me. I was just trying to come up with formulas that worked, people that worked with me. I thought I was doing something right. I thought it was fine, but at the root of it, like I wasn't fine. And for me, I really just wasn't in a good mindset, which is okay in a way, in the sense of like, you don't need to be okay all the time. But this pandemic has forced me to sit down and think about why I'm not okay, which is something that I wasn't really comfortable with. I was more comfortable like putting some duct tape over the issue, bandaging it up, and just moving on. But this pandemic has really made me sit down and just be like, okay, like what is actually not working? Why do you continue to feel this way? Why are you letting certain things in your life affect you in this way, and what can we do to fix it? So, you know, I'm quite a young child being now. I'm only 19 years old, but I finally do feel like the act of like self-love has started. I now have a better understanding of what works for me and how I want to be treated, and I don't think that I had that before. I think I was walking around as if I did, and I was promoting me as this like confident queen who like did not let anybody touch her. I'm okay to say that I wasn't, because I just wasn't. You know, it was a wall I was putting up, which I do think that wall is still there because I love being my happy-go-lucky self, but I just wasn't doing that well. I just think that I needed to put myself first, because I thought I was putting myself first, you know, and this pandemic really made me stop and think about what works for me and what doesn't work for me, and how I want to be treated moving forward. So like that is one thing where I was like, okay, like we're getting there, you know? Okay. So the second thing that I've learned during this pandemic is how important clean spaces are. Okay, so like I said, I was someone who like enjoyed being social. I loved going to hang out with friends. What else was I supposed to do at home except sleep, really? So I was spending all my time elsewhere, and it didn't bother me that I had a couple like dust bunnies on the floor, or you know, like this top wasn't put away, or like my desk was a mess. Like I didn't care because I wasn't here. But when you spend, you know, like over a month in the same place, and it's like 2 months, and it's like 4 months, and it's like 6 months, and you're like, oh, I don't like this mess, you know. And I really didn't like that I felt unclean in my own room. I really started to like take a stand on that, you know. Like I started cleaning up the floors, because at first we found that I was like allergic to the dust because I was sneezing a lot, I was getting allergies and stuff like that. And then it was like organizing my area, and then it was just making my room more like aesthetically pleasing for me. So like now I have this like wall here, you know, and I changed out like the posters in my room back there, and I now have a whiteboard instead of a calendar, which still has the wrong date on it, but like at least it looks more fun and I can write on it and it feels a lot easier. And then in the living room I have a new desk space, which I really like because I did a summer course and that worked out a lot better. So finding ways to make your space feel comfortable and feel like your own, I think is really important. And like the biggest achievement that we've got so far, as I have to say, cleaning wise, is we invested in a Swiffer.
Switch to Swiffer Sweeper and you'll dump your old broom. But don't worry, he'll find someone else.
Who's that lady?
And like I know what you're thinking, Alex, it's a Swiffer, like you can get that at like Walmart for nothing. But like I didn't think about that. So I bought the Swiffer and I was like, oh my god, this is a whole new me. And like, you best believe I mopped and swept all the floors in our place because it just brought me joy, and it just felt good to like look at the floors and be like, I can sit on this and no, it's not dirty because I cleaned it. And the Stacinator was quite proud.
Hey Mom, are you proud that I'm cleaning now?
Sorry, what?
Are you proud that I'm cleaning now?
Oh yeah, you clean more often now. But you had more time. It only took you like, what, 5 months to come around?
So the last thing that I learned from this pandemic is how beautiful and how important and how wonderful the outdoors are. Since I was little, I'm severely allergic to bug bites and stuff like that. It's just not my favorite thing to be outside. That being said though, once this pandemic started, the only time I could see my friends was outside. You know, social distancing walks, and that was pretty much it at the beginning. So I went outside and I would go on social distancing walks, and honestly it wasn't even that bad. You know, like the sun was shining. At least I was outside and at least I was enjoying the time that I spent with my friends. And it started off as going for like small walks, you know, just like 20-30 minutes, and then it was like longer walks, and then it was like hikes, and then it was like, oh my god, we're gonna go look for a waterfall, and we found the waterfall, and it was like, it was just so cool just to be outside. And I've never like hated the outdoors. I just rather be in an enclosed built space because I just prefer to be indoors than outdoors. You know, I don't have a problem with trees. I love trees, and you know, they're tall queens like me, but I didn't care to be outside. So many things that have been brought to light and have been so vocalized because of this pandemic. It's just been kind of like a ride and a half, and I'm really interested to see what the future holds regarding, you know, the rest of 2020. There's just so much unknown, but I would rather continue moving forward with the unknown than to be stuck and fearful about what's to come because I'm choosing to not move forward. With that, that's the end of this video. I guess I ended on kind of like a somber-ish but like hopeful note. You know, I'm hoping that this semester is good. It's gonna be different, it's gonna be new, it's gonna be exciting, but like I'm ready for the challenge. You know, the films that we're gonna be making, it's gonna be interesting, and I look forward to sharing it with you guys as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a big like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave me a cool comment down below, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye! Woo!